Rufia on fire versus David Umahi. No be small gbasgbos today for Arise TV
And Tinubu and said all sorts. Anyway, I am not beholden to you. My job is accountability.
You're too small for me to report you to the president.
No, but they are empirical.
You're too small
Minister,
for me to
Minister,
report you to the
Minister, let
president.
me
Who are
speak.
you?
Minister,
Who are you for me to report you?
Minister, let me speak. I have empirical evidence. The world watched it on the commissioner of the project when you mentioned the questions I asked you to the president. That was reporting me to the president officially. The world watches, so you don't need to dilly-dally about the empirical facts. I don't talk without facts, Minister. You know, when I have my facts, I talk. And I insist on my question when I ask on cost.
Let me only address you.
Minister, you will not allow me speak. The problem is you will not allow me speak. You spoke for over 20 minutes, over 10 minutes.
Because you don't know what you are speaking.
But let me speak. Let me speak. You will not.
What your profession is.
You will not allow me speak. You see, if you can just keep quiet and be calm and just allow me speak, I'll be happy. All right. So my question still persists as regards the cost per kilometer. You cannot tell me that we don't have a right to know the cost per kilometer. Even if it's an undulating landscape, give us all the facts and the details of the cost per kilometer. That's all we'll ask for. Other questions as regards the loans taken. Let me finish.
I won't
Let
keep
me
quiet
finish.
for you to damage
Let me
information.
finish.
Listen to me.
Minister, you will not allow me
me
speak. The minister will not allow me speak.
No. Don't do that with me.
Minister will not allow me
with
speak.
me. I was in your studio.
Minister will not allow
when
me
the first section was on, and I ran the figures. And what you're asking us is 750 kilometers of coastal highway. We should tell you cost per kilometer. So you multiply by 750. That's nonsensical.
No, so tell me the cost per kilometer. There's nothing too hard for you to tell me that figure. You've not still told me that figure, so I was right on that point. The second point...
Because you don't understand anything.
The second point I'm trying to make is
You don't understand anything. I'm a professor in this field.
Okay.
You don't understand anything.
What university gave you professorship in this field?
And you cannot ask me to tell you a cost.
What university gave you professorship in engineering? I didn't know you were Professor Umahi, Minister. I didn't know. So... Please,
I'm professor in practice.
In practice.
I'm professor in practice.
Okay.
I understand engineering very well.
So secondly,
and you have no knowledge of what you're asking.
If you will let me...
You have no knowledge.
If you will let me ask
So you keep quiet.
Okay.
And then stop,
okay.
you know...
Minister, it's all right. Keep dignifying yourself and let the world see you for who you are. If you allow me speak, the other 100 kilometers that you said they've added to it, we would like to know the cost per kilometer of that one. And the Winsome Homes, the case is in court. Now, I would like to know the cost per kilometer for that one. I would like to also know the over 700 billion first tranche of loan you guys got for this project. Has the money been spent? How was the money deployed? I would also like to know. I would also like to know the terms of that loan. All right? How many years? What's the payback period? What's the payback moratorium of that loan? And for the Winsome Homes, isn't it interesting that as somebody that's been a governor in the state, you know the law, a case is in court, and then you're coming to talk about the details of the cases in court. Because you denied that the case was not in court. Now you've already accepted that the case is in court. So is it not just better you thrash it out with the woman that has been reporting a case in public that we all heard, and I ask you questions based on that? So, Minister, just answer the questions. I've got no axe to grind with you. You know that. We've spoken many times. In fact, when your people call to book, I booked them, and I said you should come on air. So please just tell us those information. It's very important, Minister.
I'm not hearing, even though...
The fact that Rufai isn't carrying in the minister's bullying is very, very courageous of him. Thank goodness we have such a fearless journalist. I can tell you that accountability seems to be a taboo in Africa, especially in Nigeria. They are asking you a question, a simple question. Why are you being annoyed? Just for asking for accountability, small thing where they ask una don't begin vex. I think Rufai is the weapon fashioned against Nigerian politicians. This is really, really interesting. In fact, it was an interesting conversation. Now, Rufai asks, which school gave you professor? According to him, he is a professor in the field. There is nothing we will not see in Nigeria. I know some people may say, well, this is not journalism. There is too much disrespect coming from Rufai, covering it up as journalism. You shouldn't make your guest feel attacked. But then another person may say you cannot estimate the cost kilometer of this type of project. That's the cost per kilometer. You cannot really estimate it, and so on and so forth. How about the one that they've already done? Rufai has continued to request for this cost per kilometer for this coastal highway project, and they've not been able to, to bring an actual figure. Even if it's an estimated figure, they've not been able to present the figure to Nigerians. And they are using taxpayers' money to do this project. They are using taxpayers' money to do this project. In terms of accountability, our leaders are lagging behind when it comes to accountability. When it comes to facts and figures, they are lagging behind. But when it comes to self-appraisal, when it comes to, praising themselves for the work that they did not do, that is where you will see this Tinubu and his APC cabals. They are there 100%. And in terms of professorship in training, really, I don't know if Rufai and Dave Umahi has, their own personal beef, but then again, Rufai has asked this question as, as a Nigerian who wants to know what's happening. What stops Dave Umahi from throwing light on it without feeling agitated? You don't expect a journalist to be an expert in every field. You don't. If Dave Umahi has said, yes, this is so amount, then these questions would have been subverted. Probably they would have jumped to another question. But there is nothing wrong when a journalist is asking for accountability. There is nothing wrong when a journalist is asking for accountability. And according to Dave Umahi, the question should have been average cost per kilometer and not cost per kilometer. Average cost per kilometer and not cost per kilometer. Well, I guess Nigerians are not really familiar with all these kind of conversations, but we would really want to know, what's going on. And they should not forget that they are spending this, what the money they are spending on this project is taxpayers' money, and they even borrowed money to fund this project. And how are they going to pay back this money? They've not even given any statistics or any information on how they are going to pay back this money. So I don't know why our leaders, they get itchy. They really feel uncomfortable when they are interviewing them, asking them for accountability, in terms of ongoing projects. They cannot really give a figure. They don't like they don't want to be held accountable. Imagine Dave Umahi telling Rufai Oseni to shut up, that he's too small for him to report to Mr. President. Telling Rufai, who are you? Telling Rufai to keep quiet. Don't be small gbasgbozo for live TV today. Those that watched the program would know that, in fact, it was intense. They had a heated exchange on live television. And these guys, they are not really happy. They are not really happy at all. I know some persons may have their own reservations concerning this Rufai Oseni's method of journalism. Yes, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, but I can say this for a fact, that our Nigerian leaders, they find, accountability as a bad thing. They see it as a taboo. They don't even want anybody to question them. They don't want anybody to question their moves. So accountability has been a long decade problem in Nigeria. And I like what Rufai is trying to do. I mean, he's trying to make sure they open up. They tell Nigerians what they are doing with our money. And some people may not like this. Some people may not like this. So my country people, make una con shook mouth for this matter. Rufia on fire is giving them woto woto.